This week, Apple released watchOS 11 Developer Beta 6. If you noticed, the build number does end with an A, which usually means that this is like a more refined version of the beta. It should work a little better, and so far it's done fairly well. Now, this could also be pointing to the fact that we could start getting weekly builds now, and if you want to see a video every week if they do release an update, please let me know in the comments below. I don't know how much will be changing week to week. Obviously, that last build, we might get something really cool, but we're less than a month away probably from the final release as well. The first app that I'm going to kind of go over is the Vitals app. So it should work fine now. Originally, I did have some issues with this app. When I first launched it, it launched to a completely black screen. I think the time was up top, but everything else was just black. No way to access any kind of info. I rebooted the watch. Once I rebooted it, then I was able to get just an empty layout of the watch. It wasn't until I opened up the Vitals app on my phone that it finally started filling out that data. I'm not sure really what was going on there, but in case you experienced that issue, that's what fixed it for me. And now everything seems to be working. So my overnight vitals were typical. Heart rate. I love all this data that it gives you in the app. It's just great to see. And then of course on the Apple Watch Ultra, I just use it as the bezel. So you can actually set that, which is also pretty awesome. So my night was pretty typical right there. And that is my vital signs. And this is my training load. Another app that I did want to go over, because I haven't talked about it since the very beginning, is the Translate app. This is a brand new app to watchOS 11. And I think it's going to be super powerful for those that travel and need to figure out to speak in different languages. We'll have to see how it works real world, but what I've tested, my very minimal knowledge of different languages, it seems to work fairly well from what I've heard from other people as well. But all you have to do is just come in here, hit the mic. I am very tired. And it translates. Now, I said that because I actually know what that was in German. That's all I remember from German class. Sorry, teacher. I can't even remember your name right now. And then you can actually hit the play and it will actually say the words for you too.
Ich bin sehr müde.
And that's it's perfect. And there's a bunch of different languages. It's not a ton, but it has a decent amount for it being on the watch. You got Arabic, Chinese, simplified, Chinese traditional, Dutch, English US, English, I think UK's in here, French, German, Indonesian, Italian, Japanese, Korean, Polish, Portuguese, Russian, Spanish, Thai, Turkish, Ukrainian, and Vietnamese. So there is a good amount of languages that you can actually choose from. So let's just go up to, let's pick Spanish. And let's translate one more. Like and subscribe. There we go.
Dale me gusta y suscríbete.
So you guys can tell me if that's saying it right or not, if you know Spanish, at least the Spain version of Spanish. Great app, very powerful, and it's just kind of a lot of fun as well. I will have to say that. Another thing that's come out, at least in my area since doing the betas, is the digital ID, and I wanted to show it off because it is really cool. So if I come down here and I got to find the wallet app on my watch, here it is. I can actually have my driver's license on my watch. So right here is how it works. It says unlock with iPhone on Face ID. So let me go ahead. Let me just go ahead and take this off the stand real quick. So if I tilt this around, it changes to a little spaceman, because Ohio, I think Buzz Aldrin or one of them was from Ohio. So it's really cool. I have no clue. You're supposed to be able to use it at the airport and stuff like that, but I don't think I'll be using this anytime soon because it's just a little creepy as well. But it is there, and it is kind of cool how it works. So you can add your driver's license to your Apple Watch and your iPhone. Now, of course, there's a limited number of states that support it, which are Arizona, Colorado, Georgia, Maryland, and Ohio. If you're not from one of those states, you probably won't be able to get it just yet. Now, we've been talking a lot about the photo watch face because that's the only really new watch face that we are getting. I did notice, so if I go to an old photo watch face, you have this little upgrade button that really does nothing. It just tells you there's a new photo watch face. It's still it's so weird the way they're doing this. The fact that you pretty much have to use your phone to set up this photo watch face. There's still no add button there. The only way to actually add a photo watch face from your watch is actually by going into the Photos app. So if I can find it in here somewhere, I never go into the Photos app on my watch. So let's see, where is it at? There. Oh, it's right here. And we have some memories of Walt Disney World, if it will open up. And of course it does not want to open up. So we have one featured photo. So this is nice family photo. Well, it just switched on me. So we have a nice family photo right here. Right down here where I have the share button, you can go to share, you can scroll down, and you can create a watch face. Now you can create it in the kaleidoscope, which is just going to mess up the photo altogether, or you can hit photos and it will create that watch face, and you could go around and kind of edit how you want the time displayed. I believe there's a way to put it on the bottom maybe on some of these, but yeah. So the photo watch face now is heavily phone specific. To really get something decent, you're gonna have to just do it on the phone. And it's not that hard once you get your phone out to actually set one up. I can show you real quick here. So I got my phone right here, watch, and then photo watch face gallery. You got your photos, and then you can select, so you can have dynamic, extra large. Obviously the dynamic one looks really cool, and Apple's of course has some really cool looking ones that make it look even better. Maybe if you're a photographer, you have some really nice ones as well. And then they also show you kind of how the style works. So you can actually remove the background from photos if you pick one of these other styles. So right here, I'm just going to say dynamic, and then I guess I'll pick shuffle. Now, I don't want cities, pictures. I don't want the pets. I just want people. So we're going to go ahead and hit continue right there. And then I can go ahead and add it right now, or I can change the different styles however I want. So there's how that has that removing the background, and then you can create some kind of crazier looking ones, which are they're a lot of fun. But the fact that you have to do this on the iPhone itself just kind of, I don't know, kind of makes it a little not as fun. So if I go ahead and click add, now I bring the watch back over, and let's go ahead and unlock it. So now I have it to where I'm using that, and as I tap, it will change. Obviously, this is a very weird style to have these in, but it does work, and it definitely looks unique. One of the things that I will say, the music complication is still not back, but we did get messages back. So the messages complication is there now on the photo watch face. That's one that I've been talking about, I think, for the last couple betas. They removed it, and now it is finally back. So that's good to see as well. I also heard that the remote app got some updates. So if I scroll down here, the TV remote, so you can go in and just tap on there. Now, I've never really used this on the watch, so I can't tell you for sure what it looked like. But one of the things that I heard that was updated is with Apple TV, you have this smart view, which will show you who's on screen and all that kind of stuff. And you can actually just tap and hold the middle, I believe, now, and it will actually do that as well. So you have that functionality built into the watch now if you're somebody that uses the watch app for your Apple TV. Battery life is obviously one of those biggest pain points when it comes to betas. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what my battery has been since the last charge. And let's see if it's even accurate. So yes, it looks like, so last night I charged it up to 94%. You can see I'm at 71% right now. You do the math, that's almost 12 hours later through sleep. So not awful. My battery health is down to 89% still. So that's good to see that it hasn't dropped anymore. I did go to Reddit because they have a whole thread on people talking about their battery life. A lot of people are experiencing the best battery life in the betas. A few people are still not. Somebody said that it's horrible on their Series 7. Another person said it's great on my 7. So you'll always get mixed reviews when it comes to battery. Battery is that one thing that everybody wants to know about, but nobody ever agrees on because, you know, it's even with the final releases, you have all this like, works great. No, it doesn't work great. You know, the battery is always so hard. So it really just depends. So far, it seems to be pretty decent for me. But as I said, other people are having really bad battery life. Also, I have seen people complain about fast charging not working on their Apple Watch still. So with this latest beta, from what I'm hearing is if you want to get fast charging, you may have to make sure you're using an Apple brick and a certified Apple puck to actually get that fast charging to work properly. From what I've seen, fast charging seems to be working fine on mine, but still beta. Everybody's going to have different experiences and everything like that. One thing that I always recommend if you're having some weird issues with battery or different apps, always try rebooting the watch like I did with the Vitals app. That seems to always kind of help fix things. So don't be afraid to reboot your watch if you are experiencing some kind of issue. As always, I hope you found this video useful. If you did and you're not a subscriber, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. I also have 2 other videos right here for you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. God bless.